again, time for another Amstrad game review. This one's a later release, as you'll see from the packaging style, and this is one of those flippy games that also has a Spectrum version on, but we will be looking at the Amstrad version. This game's called Reveal. Let's reveal what it's like, shall we? So, as mentioned, this is a flippy release, so it's got the Spectrum version on one side and the Amstrad on the other, as the colour coding denotes there. And it's a later Mastertronic release from 1988, so it's got the black and white branding design, and as you can see, you've got a logo there saying Reveal and a robot running around on a grid of some kind. Reasonable enough artwork. Spine's just got the name of the game on, as you'd expect, and the back cover has got lots of screenshots. Not sure if they're the Amstrad or Spectrum version. Bit monochromatic, so probably the Spectrum, but the Amstrad might be exactly the same. And it looks like to be some kind of a puzzle style game, and in fact it says that on the blurb here. Battle against the clock and marauding enemies as you attempt to free each screen from darkness in this challenging and perplexing arcade puzzle game. Here's the instructions then inside the inlay, and it's got a very extravagant way of saying basically it's a puzzle game. Your objective as a member of the Planetary Liberation Force is to travel to a series of alien worlds, freeing them from the darkness that has beset them. Basically, you've just got to uncover the sort of floor plan of each level by travelling over the square sectors. And there are some dead ends, and there's enemies and things floating around. Whoops. And inside, further instructions and controls, which are pretty straightforward. Load instructions for both versions, credits there, and some foreign language instructions, and that rounds it off. Here's the loading screen then. Not very spectacular, but probably gives an idea of what the game's about. Basically, you've got to reveal the squares on a kind of checkerboard layout for each puzzle, I believe. So there you go, that's it. Okay, so here's the title screen. As you can see, the word reveal is gradually revealing itself. Otherwise it's just all text. As you can see, you've got the copyright there. The game's by Ian Heath, and you can choose keyboard or joystick. And we've got some jolly music playing in the background, which I definitely know, but I've got no idea what it's called. And in a second we'll go to the high score table, which I want to show you eventually. There you go, there's the high score table. As you can see, I've had a couple of games already, but it's clear that the author of the game was a bit of a Star Trek fan based on the remaining names on the high score table. And next it'll go into a demo of how to play the game, but we'll skip that and just get on with it. So basically, the idea of the game is to reveal all these checkerboard things. As you can see, you get a quick view of what you're supposed to reveal, and then you're off and you've got to reveal them as quickly as possible. The faster you reveal them, you get a time bonus. There's an enemy wandering around the screen, which if you hit, you will lose a life. Also, I also found that when you press the fire button, it automatically kills you off, which is not very nice. There you can see I've revealed all the things, and the exit's now revealed by the flashing square in the top left corner, and also the grid then starts to disintegrate, which then makes it more difficult to get to the exit. Get to the exit, and then you get a time bonus. Time's ticking down on the bottom right there, and the score's increasing. And off you go to the next level, which is slightly more challenging. But the aim is exactly the same. It tells you how many squares you've got left to reveal in the bottom left corner there. Various places you can get stuck. Oh, run into an enemy there, lose a life, and it's quite tricky in places. There's bits that are quite difficult to reveal, and it's quite challenging to move the guy around in diagonals using the joystick. A little bit annoying at times. We've got one left somewhere. Must be missing something. Oh, I bet it's around here up the top. There we go. So you can see the exit's revealed again. Off I go to the next level. And it's more of the same. So it's quite a nice little game. It's reasonably well put together. Graphics are quite nice, colourful certainly on the Amstrad version, more so than the Spectrum version, whose screenshots we saw on the back cover. It does slow down dramatically when you get 2 enemies on the screen, which, as you can see, I do have on this level. It's really suddenly very challenging to reveal the squares, and quite annoying, especially when there's a time limit, which you now can't easily beat the level without running out of time, because you can't move around as quickly. It's a bit annoying. 1 left to reveal. Luckily I've got right near the exit there, and on it goes, and the grids, the layouts just get more challenging as the game progresses, but otherwise it's much the same. So it's quite a nice little game. There's not much to it, that's pretty much it. It's just more levels along the same sort of lines now. One thing I didn't mention was that the enemies, when they move around, do actually give you an idea of where you need to go, because they uncover various squares. Oh, that bubble doesn't actually seem to do me any damage, I didn't know that. And there you go, I've run out of time again. The time limit's a bit fierce on it. As I said, when there's 2 enemies on the screen, it slows down quite horribly. I don't know where else I've got to uncover here. It must be over there somewhere. 1 left. 1 left and run out of time. There we go. Oh, I managed to land on the exit there, conveniently. And again we go with another one. So sounds are a bit basic. It's just like a bleeping sound when you uncover the squares. Not much more to say about the game really. It's a reasonable sort of arcade action style challenge. Quite original. I can't think of any game that this is a clone of. It kind of resembles Marble Madness in the sort of isometric 3D layout, but otherwise I think it's quite an original game. That's it, that was game over because I've run out of time again. Not much indication when you lose a life. So got my name in the high score table. Don't think I beat my previous high score, but that's about that. Is it worth $1.99? Yeah, I would say so. Would it have been worth playing on the Commodore 64 if there'd been a port of it? Yeah, again, probably it would have been. Wouldn't have been quite as colourful, because, as you know, the C64 colour scheme's not quite as great as the Amstrad one, but all the same, not a bad little game, reasonably challenging, not too difficult to get to grips with, and yeah, not too bad at all really. So that sums up, that's it for the Amstrad games in this little mini-series. The last game I'm going to review coming up next will be an MSX game.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.